Alright guys, little FYI for you. We have these vending machines. I think on every floor. It's on my floor. In your hotel room if you're staying at Horseshoe. Or just take the thing up, because if you go ahead and buy a Gatorade at the shop downstairs, the little whatever shop downstairs, $10 fucking for a Gatorade. I said, I ain't paying fucking $10 for a damn Gatorade. Just a small one. Like what's in the vending machine. In the vending machine, $3. So, save yourself $6. That's like 8, almost 9. So, save yourself $6 and buy your Gatorade at the vending machine. Not that stupid store where they rape you.
Hey, not been a good start, but, you know, with every new day, there's fresh hope. And Monkey needs his banana, so I got my banana going. And, some donuts, some Mountain Dew, all the healthy stuff, healthy, balanced breakfast. And we're going to play the $600 fire bullet and the $600, they call it deep stack, but it's only 30 can chips. Mr. Millions is actually 40K. But it's a bracelet event, so fire bullet at it, so it happens. Wish me luck. Although you're going to see this after the day's over, but hope I do better, run better than I have been so far, that's for sure.
So, I am on break. I ran up to the room to grab a pillow, because even though I brought last night a cushion from O'Reilly's, seat cushion, it's still not doing the trick. Pillow will definitely help with my back sitting on those ridiculously hard chairs with no cushion. Doing good so far, which is nice for once. Had no luck at all yesterday in tournaments, but today so far, started with 30, have about 60 now on the break, first break. Most interesting hand probably is I raised another gun with ace-3 suited, and got called in the big blind. It's the only person that called. Flop was 4-4-3. I bet small. He called. Turn was another 3. I'm like, bink. And it did bring 2 clubs out there, which I didn't even notice. I bet again. This time he raised me big. I'm like, fuck, does this guy really have a 4? Board was 4-3-3. 3. And I'm like, shit. Well, I can't fold now. Let's see what happens. I call. River was like a 7 of clubs. Again, I didn't even notice this, but it brought in back row clubs. And he ends up jamming all in. And I'm like, fuck. Really? Really? You got a 4? It was like for most of my chips, too. $15,000 bet. And I'm like, you know, I can't fold this. If he has a 4, he's a 4, but he's a young guy, could be bluffing. I called, and he ended up hitting the flush on the river. But, of course, I had a boat. So that was good. So that brought me right up to the stack I got now. So that's it, and a break. So I was cruising, doing well. Probably up to about, probably close to 85, 90,000 of chips. And then now I only got 55 because I can't fold. Dude, this old fart, he is the nittiest player. He's probably played 3 hands in the last, you know, I don't know how many hours. It's 5 hours, 6 hours. And, I mean, here I am paying him off. I raised on the button. Everyone folded to the button. I opened on the button to 9 of hearts, 7 of hearts, which I think is fine. He calls me, and then in the small blind, the other guy folds. Okay. Flop comes king 9-8. I have second pair. Checks. I'm like, you know, this guy would probably check a king, and he never calls. He never plays a hand. So I'm like, I'm just going to check it back, all right? So the turn was like an offsuit deuce or something. Checks again. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to bet my 9 for value. And, you know, I bet, and he jams for like 15,000. I bet like 3,000 or something. He bet jams for 15, 12,000, something. And I'm like, come on, it didn't make sense. He checked twice on a draw heavy board. I'm like, so I called him. Sure as shit, he had flopped a set of 8s. And I'm like, dude, I am such a payoff wizard. I never fold. And I got to learn how to fold. And that's really my big leak. And I told myself prior to this tournament, I was going to be better about that and really focus on, make a call if I should, but don't be a payoff wizard. And sure enough, here I am being a payoff wizard to a couple of different guys. I did have a hand blind versus blind where I called and the guy just checked behind. I completed, the guy checked behind. Flop come queen 8-4, queen 8-5. I have 8-4. So I bet second pair. He calls. Okay. Turns a 4. So I turn 2 pair. I check. There's 2 hearts on the board too. I check. He bets. I mean, the straight comes in, but I'm not really worried about that. I don't think he has a straight. Because what happens is he bet 1,500 or so, and I raised to 4,000, and he called. And he only called. He snap called. So I'm like, of course he doesn't have a straight with 2 hearts out there. River, of course, is a fucking queen. And he bets like 5,000. And I'm just like, there was a lot of draws out there he could have missed. But again, I should just fold. Because he called my check raise on the turn. I mean, he could have had draws, but again, he's pretty tight. But I called, and yeah, he had a queen. He rivered me. So I just got to get better about folding. That one was bad, but whatever. The one was just the old fart, though. It's just horrible. I know he checked twice, but he never bluffs, and he never plays a hand barely. So I just got to fold. Betting the turn's fine, but just got to fold. I had another hand where it was pretty interesting. I raised a 4-5 of spades, and the flop came deuce 6-8. So that's a real disguised double belly buster. And he donks into me, which is weird. I'm like, okay, I call. Turn was like nothing. Like a queen or something, offsuit queen. He bet again. I called. And he bet big. But the thing is, he had like 50,000 behind. I had him covered. And I'm like, this guy does not fold. He's definitely not folding to me. I mean, he just doesn't fold. So I'm like, man, if I hit this disguised double belly buster, I am stacking him. And it'd be awesome. So for the implied odds, even though he bet full pot both times, I'm like, this is worth it if I hit this. The river paired the 8. He bet the river, and of course I folded. So that cost me some chips too, but I don't mind how I played that. So that's it. I gotta stop being such a payoff wizard. So yeah. So anyway, that's it. Break 2. That was a good level for us. I'm break again. Third break. Biggest hand was I had aces and I raised, I was in the blind. And the guy who's, like I was talking about, was a super nit. He raised. And I'm like, I know he's got a good hand because he plays 3 hands every, since we sat down, I think. So I re-raised him. Well, he raised, and there was a call. And I raised pretty big. He made it 4 call. I made it like 20,000. Because I just want to, I want to raise where I get 2 callers out of position, really. I mean, tournament. And plus, I figured the old guy is pretty strong. And basically what happened is I raised to 20, and he jammed for like 40-some thousand, 50,000. I forgot what he had. The guy hemmed and hawed and in position the next guy to act. And he folded, I called. And he had ace-king. And I had aces. And my aces hell was interesting, man. The flop was a king. 2 hearts. He had the ace of hearts. Turn was another 8. I'm like, heart. I'm like, oh, no heart, please. No heart, no king. Please, no heart. Thankfully, the river was not a heart or a king. So I ended up surviving and holding on that one. And so that was the big hand, I guess, of the session. So that's about it. No other real exciting hands to talk about. So that's it, man. On the next break. Right. I have like 251,000, which is, when I come back, it'll be a little over 30 bigs. I'm trying to think of really interesting hands. I really can't think of any. We got a 75-minute dinner break here, and it's so nice having a bed, like right here. Like I can just go upstairs and lay down, which is nice, staying here. So, yeah, very nice. Right before break, the guy shoved for 36,000, which was 7 big blinds. And I called with pocket 8s. Guy behind me, he makes 130,000 or something. He's had so many big hands. I folded. He had ace queen, so And the guy that shot put it all in had king 10. So I was ahead versus him, in good shape. And the guy behind me, of course, had ace queen, which I had known that I would have been in, but he ended up flopping a queen. So as it turns out, I'm glad I wasn't in there. So yeah, that's it. And but yeah, we have 251,000. Like I said, comes back at 4 and 8,000. So we have a little over 30 bigs when we come back. And we are 100 away from the money. So it's 900 or something, and there's like 1,000 people left. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to lay down now. And I think I can talk about real quick, which was I raised on the button. Got a couple callers. It was like a limper. I raised on the button, 2 callers. And I don't remember what I had, something like queen jack or something. And I think it came like ace 10 deuce with 2 diamonds. And I c-bet with a gutter. They both checked me, I bet, and they both called. So I'm like, okay. The river was like nothing, an offsuit 7 or something. Get checked to me again. I check back. The river was another deuce. There was a deuce of diamonds, so front door diamonds came in. And gets checked to me again, and I'm like, this is a perfect spot to represent a flush, because I could easily bet a flush draw here last act, and then it gets to me now, so I bet on the river. And one guy folded pretty quickly, the other guy tanked forever, and he folded and they got through. It's just a good spot to represent I have diamonds, because everyone checked me on the river, and I think if someone had a flush there, they're betting. So that is all. That's all I can think of. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head. But, all right, that's it. We'll go lay down. I'm going to go lay down. Break down.
Hey! Look at this guy. There's one big line left. One big line. In the money. So, last break. Got a color up, and then we have, I think we got 1 or 2 more hours, and then we're done. Yeah, long day. Basically, only hand of wrenches, maybe a couple hands. I had guy had raised in mid position. I had called with 3 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, about 35, 40 bigs, and we were on the bubble, close to the bubble. But I called, and then bottom pair, and he bet. I called bottom pair. Turn was a 3rd club. Check, check. River was a 4th club. He checked, and I bet big on the river because I could easily have any club there. And he tank called, and he had 2nd pair, and he tripped up on the turn. And but he did not have a club in his hand. And he called with trips on a 4 flush board. And he's like, what are you doing? How you doing? I'm like, dude, how do you call there? That's what I'm thinking. And there's a guy that shoved for like frickin' 40 bigs later, blind versus blind with ace 10. The guy had ace king, and he got knocked out. Right before break here, I had looked down. I had pocket jacks under the gun, and I had 25 bigs, and I'm like, I have too much really to shove here. So I raised. I made a decent sized raise, almost 3 times the blind. And it gets around to a guy who's been pretty tight. You can tell he's definitely a recreational player. And he jams all in the small blind. Comes back around to me. And one of the guy at the table, he's like, what a nit roll. And he's like, really? Really? For over 20 bigs, that's a nit roll to think about it? Because I was thinking about it. And boy, I was tanking, talking to him. And the thing is he's talking to me. He sounds more and more relaxed. He's talking to me, and I'm thinking, if he had aces or kings or something, he'd be quiet. He wouldn't be sitting there talking. So it feels like he's trying to be strong. So because he was like so freely talking, I don't think he'd do that with aces or kings or something. Could have ace king, wants me to fold maybe. So I called. He had 10s, and I held, which was nice. So that put me up from what I have, 250, which is I was down to like 12 bigs. And now I'm up to like 30 bigs. So I have 500,000, which sounds like a lot, but
It's 30 bigs, which is still good. I mean, but it's only 30 bigs, even though it sounds like a lot. So I have 500,000, 30 bigs, and we're going to the last break here. We're in the money, by the way, so that's a good thing. And that's it. So that's it. And hopefully I'm still in it when I'm signing on for the last time for today. I say, guys, dude, that is not a knit roll. That is, you take your time. 20 bigs is still a lot. And I raised under the gun, guys, jams. He's a rec player. Like I said, that was the reason I called, but it's not no fucking snap call for sure. I had one time where a guy had 5-bet in the main event on day 4, and I had pocket kings, and I eventually called, and it was a lot of chips, and I was pretty deep, and I was good. The guy had queens, but that's not no snap call. We're on day 4, and you're deep for the main event, and the guy 5-bets. Kings is not no just snap call. Take your time. Think about it, get a read, talk to the guy a little bit, and then, make your decision. But cash game, of course, it's a snap call, but deep in a tournament, you're deep. There's a lot of action. I mean, big difference sometimes. Big difference between tournament and cash game, honestly, for sure. Where, it'd be a snap, some things would be it'd be a snap call in the cash game, but maybe not even the cash game, but tournament for sure, take your time. So we made it to day 2 here. A couple of interesting hands real quick. Guy, just a foreign guy, just sat down. I don't know. He just sat down. He limped, and I never saw him limp. We played a few hands, and he limped under the gun. And I looked on pocket queens. So I have 20 bigs. I made it 60,000, which is 3x. It comes around to him. And he makes it like 250. He did the whole big limp re-raise. And I actually folded pocket queens because the whole limp re-raise, I've never seen him limp before. And he did the whole limp re-raise. Typically that's aces or kings. Could have had ace king. I mean, you just rarely ever see that as a bluff. So I actually folded queens there with only like 20 bigs. And then so, but the same guy, later he raised on the button, and he was raising on the button quite a bit. He made it 50,000, 2.5x. I had pocket aces in the small blind. I made it 175, and he called me. Flop comes 9-7 deuce, something like that, and I have less than a pot size bet, so I just jammed. He snap called me. He had 8-7 of clubs. He snap called me the second pair. And that was a big one where all of a sudden, boom, I'm up to 800,000 now. I got 30 bigs. I had 15, now I got 30. So I had 800,000, but unfortunately, I cashed out at 525 because I had a number of hands in a row where I had good hands, and I just had to fold. It was frustrating where I'd raised with ace 4 spades in the cutoff, and this Asian kid, he'd love to 3-bet me. He'd 3-bet me all in for like, I made it 60. He made it all in for like 250. And I was like, oh, I folded. And it was close because he 3-bet me to death today. So it was not an easy fold. And then it was like the next hand after that, I raised. I made a big mistake where I had raised on the button. No one folded to me. Pocket twos. Big blind side called. Older guy. Flop came like queen 8 deuce, or queen 8, not queen 8 deuce, queen 8 3, something like that. Check. Turn was like a offsuit 6, didn't change. Or I think he paired the board. 8, queen 8, 2, 6, queen 8 3 8, something like that. He checked. I have the best hand 9 out of 10 times. I got a bet there, but I checked back. Stupid. If you're ahead on the turn, just bet, take it down on a tournament. Really dumb. There's 200,000 something in the pot, 250, and here I am checking back. River was a 6, check. He had ace 6. He rivered a 6. So I'm just was mad at myself for not betting the turn there. Should have bet the turn. That cost me money. And then right after that, we had 5 hands left to go, 4 hands left to go till the end of the day. I raise under the gun +1 with ace queen. A guy who's like, he's been just running good, and every time I've seen a flip over hand, he said aces or kings or ace king. So he three bets me big. Fuck again. I've open folded ace queen. He told me he had ace king. I believe him. So I made some big laydowns. But it was real frustrating at the end there, like, getting three bet to death and folding a hand as strong as ace queen. But it ended up being a good fold. So I believe him. And he told me afterwards too he had ace king. So I believe him. So seems like a good guy. I don't think he's lying to me. But that was it. So I'm only going to have about 15 bigs, I'm guessing. So if that, going into day two. But anything can happen. We'll see what happens. But yeah, made it to day two. So that's about it. I'm going to go sleep. Started at 10 a.m. It's like after midnight now, something like that. Long day.